everybody. Welcome to Ask a Trucking Recruiter. I'm Indiana Jack, and I'd certainly like to welcome you to our show today, Saturdays, noon, right here at this channel every weekend. Don't forget to visit every weekend at noon right here on this channel, coming to you live from Calhoun, live on tape, that is. You know, I'm thinking about getting a second career as a reverse truck driver, you know, as kind of like a backup job. I like that. I thought it was funny. Today, we're the show of giving resources to owner operators, and that's you. We also do company drivers too, but mainly resources for you people that have a trucking business, and that's what we specialize here, telling you resources and things that can help your trucking business. And we're going to get right to it today, right to it. And you know, as important as 18 wheels is a good accounting system that will track all of your expenses. And I know this isn't a flashy show like shiny objects dangling around. This is a show more for the serious business-minded owner operator, but that's what we want to do. We want to help you be a successful owner operator in a competitive world out there. And the way that you can do that is getting a good software package to track all of your things. So when you give your stuff at the end of the year to your accountant, boom, you can pay your taxes right on time, right away. And I've been talking about the first one we're going to talk about for many years, probably since when they first came out with the software. A guy named Kevin Rutherford came up with a program called Fuel Guages. And if you've watched this show or my Indiana Jack channel for many years, you know every fuel receipt that I put in Old Red when I'd fill her up, I would go to the pump with my phone and use fuel gauges to put in my fueling information. I'd put in my mileage and I'd put in the gallons and everything right there. And once I did that with my phone at the pump, that's half, as a truck driver, that's almost half of your accounting, tracking your fuel mileage, having all that information ready for at the end of the year when you have to pay your taxes. And that's the first one I'm going to talk about. This isn't a commercial for any of these that I'm telling you about. It's just personal experiences that I've had with all these accounting packages and or accountants. Fuel gauges, go there. I'll put a link down below. You need it for your trucking business. Let's say you have a small fleet, 10 trucks, 20 trucks. You can go to Fuel Gauges and have your drivers put in all of their fuel information there, so you, the trucking owner, can track all your drivers' fueling. And you know what? It's free. That's right. The folks with Kevin Rutherford's trucking company, letstruck.com, have made that completely free for you. Now, as a business owner, you know that's huge, having anything free. They do charge you for the accounting part of it, and then also for preparing your tax, but everyone we're going to talk about today charges you for that. So, but I'm doing the creme de la creme, I call it, first, because I wanted you to hear this, know this, understand this. This is a vital part of your trucking business. So make sure you stop by letstruck.com. And if you do sign up for the paying part, make sure you tell them that Indiana Jack sent you. The second one is, when I was a truckling owner-operator, Night Transportation used a company called ATBS. and they're second on our list of accounting and trucking accountants. All these three we're talking about today are trucking specific accountants. You need to have a trucking specific one. Don't go to H&R Block or any of those ones that are at Walmart or whatever. Go to a trucking specific one. It's very important. Guarantee it. So yeah, the second one, ATBS, what's neat about them and my experience with them, if you work for a large carrier, Knight, Schneider, I think all the big carriers who have owner-operators, those big carriers download your data right into the databases at ATBS. So half of your work is done for you. So I liked that because then when I needed to do my taxes at the end of the year, I would just have to provide the rest of my expenses and my receipts. You give them to ATBS and they input them all for you. It's all part of a package. So I'll put their link. It's simple, atbs.com, which is number 2. We've done fuel gauges. We've done ATBS. Now we're going to do coffee. Everyone take a sip right now while we talk about with you a new sponsor to this show. That's right. We are capitalists here. We have a sponsor to the show, and basically we are an owner-operator company, I will say that. However, in this case, if you're a company driver, all you want to worry, you don't want to do all the things that owner-operators do. You don't want to worry about software packages and documents piled up this high to the ceiling. Well, a company that has started working with us called Nugo Trucking. If you want to be a company driver, they actually have some openings right now. They have several trucks in their fleet, and what makes them really stand out are, well, you have to have 2 years of experience to drive for them. No accidents and no major violations for the past 3 years. They provide consistent pay, expense cards, fuel cards, pre-pass. That's nice having pre-pass. Their trucks have APUs and generators. They provide good home time for you. You need to go home for your daughter's ballet show. You can request time off for that. No forced dispatch. You gotta like that. Breakdown package. They'll schedule when your truck's gonna break down, and then you can take it in the shop. No, I'm just kidding. No, all joking aside, a breakdown package so that if you break down, they'll take care of you. You're not on your own in the middle of nowhere they'll help you. Flexible scheduling, health, dental, and vision package, a great safety and dispatch team right there with Nugo Trucking. They're a solid trucking and they treat you like a family. The information for their company I'll put below in the show notes. So if you want to go there, you can go there and talk to a gentleman by the name of Gerald. Tell him Indiana Jack sent you, and you will go from there. Remember, you will go with Nugo. I guarantee it, a company that cares for you as a truck driver. I'd work there if I wanted to be a company driver again. So thank you for Nugo coming on board here at AskATruckingRecruiter.com. Okay, we do have questions. This show is driven by questions. We need to keep more of them coming in. So remember, you can send your questions for a real truck driving recruiter at askatruckingrecruiter.com. askatruckingrecruiter.com. Amalgamo writes, I hope I pronounced that right, Amalgamo. What lanes are the best lanes to truck in? I really think that's up to you. You know, I had preferences of where I like to truck. Um, so that's a question that I should be asking you. But if you work for a carrier or leased onto a carrier and they have designated freight, you're kind of forced into working the lanes that they want you to roll in. If you lease onto a carrier where you pick your own freight, then you can pick where you want to roll. So, you know, where do you like to drive? Most truck drivers will not go anywhere near the Northeast. These days, no one will go to California. So it just depends on where you want to go as a truck driver. Sorry, I couldn't be more specific. Amalgamo, I do appreciate you writing in. No question is trivial here. Our third accountant tax information provided to you as an owner-operator is a company out of Houston. And the name of their company is Able Tax Relief. They don't really have a website. The owner of the company is John E. Turner. John E. Turner, and he's an accountant. He does other accounting information and taxes for other companies too, but he does specialize in trucking. So they don't just do Houston. If you want to mail your stuff in to them, you can. But I would say if you live in the South, anywhere like Houston, South Texas, even Dallas, you're going to be driving down to Houston anyway. Stop by, call them and have them do your taxes. And we're mentioning this because tax season is coming up. You should have already had a good accounting program and an accountant, but that's part of owning a trucking business. These three software companies, I'm going to call them, accountants, are as necessary, as I said at the beginning of this show, as necessary as 18 wheels and your truck rolling down the road. I hope these resources are helpful to you as an owner-operator. These three companies will help you do your taxes and throughout the year maintain the information so you don't, at the end of the year, hand your accountant a box of receipts and say, here you go. Remember to keep the questions coming in. We'll take them all anytime you want. It's the middle of the night. Send us a question at ask@askatruckingrecruiter.com. I'm Indiana Jack, and I will answer your question right here on the show. And of course, I'd like to thank you for watching. This is a little shorter show. We get right to the point. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Saturday at noon right here on this Indiana Jack channel, askatruckingrecruiter.com. We'll see you next week.